Do you have a hidden talent?
I sing. I sing quite well. I'm not going to sing for you now, but Hi, I'm Sandy Martin, and I am the Member of Parliament for Ipswich.
And what was it like being one of the biggest shocks of the election night?
I was surprised I was one of the biggest shocks. I was more surprised at some of the other Labour candidates who won. We won in places where people weren't expecting us to, but I think that's partly because their expectations had been artificially lowered. You know, when the voters go out and vote, they don't necessarily vote the way that the polls tell them to, or the way that the Daily Mail tells them to, or the way that the Sun tells them to. People vote dependent on whether they actually believe the people who are talking to them, and we met more people.
Which emoji do you reckon out of the wide selection most represents you?
Oh gosh. I'm not sure. Is there an emoji with somebody who looks slightly puzzled, scratching the top of their head? You know, sort of like that. Because yeah, I'm certainly at the moment. I mean, I've been an MP for 9 months now. I'm still not really clear how to go about making the best use of the position I've got.
If you weren't in politics, what do you reckon you'd be?
I'm a political animal. I mean, I've been a political animal all my life, and it would be hard to imagine doing anything else. I mean, I've done loads of other things. I'm not one of these people who've gone straight into politics.
What's the funnest thing you've done?
The funnest thing?
Or the strangest, you know? What was the most memorable?
Oh dear. I mean, I suppose the most memorable things are probably the worst. Actually,
okay.
Sleeping on a bench in the Folkestone bus station. I think probably one of the grimmest nights of my life.
Is there a story behind that?
Not really. No, I had no money. I didn't have anywhere to go, and I just managed to blag my way onto the ferry back from France, despite the fact that I had my passport stolen in the Bois de Vincennes. Actually, that was probably the worst night. Was sleeping rough in the Bois de Vincennes and being approached by all sorts of disreputable men, and then having my passport stolen. That was probably the worst night of my life. But yes, I've struggled. I have had periods when I've struggled, but I think the best day of my life was probably the day that I was elected to Parliament.
Favourite karaoke hit? This might be quite unusual if you're into classical.
Favourite karaoke hit?
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a few that I enjoy singing. I sang Donna Summer, I Feel Love at the Labour Party conference last autumn.
To go down a storm?
It did a bit, yes. And I don't think there's that many 6'3" men who are likely to stand up and sing in falsetto. I mean, I sang it at the right level. I'm not going to do it for you now, though.